So right now we are in Madrid with André here. André and I have known each other for a couple years as well now. Yeah, a couple years. This is our second time meeting in person, right? Dubai and now here. He's lived in Madrid for a long time as well as all over. And yeah, pleasure. Thanks for organizing this dinner as well. Another Compass guy. But yeah, dude, would love to hear more about you. Basically, obviously we're all amidst the online world, but like, where did you start and what brought you to it in the first place there?
Well, I think like a lot of young kids, my dream was just to find a way out, right? Find a way to make money, to live this crazy life that I would see online, right? And the online space wasn't as big as it is nowadays, but already you could see your Alex Beckers or other YouTubers, other influential people on Instagram, building these businesses, living this crazy life. And for me, especially, it was in tech. I always loved problem solving, also loved puzzles, and code, tech just seemed like it was the right avenue for me. So not only online business, but I really liked tech, startups, and that whole universe.
Sweet. And just because we just talked about this earlier, compared to a guy like myself from Ohio, your like background and life path in terms of travel and where you've lived is really, really interesting. Can you give a little background on that too?
Yeah. So just to give just to give some context here, I'm originally Brazilian. Born in Brazil. My whole family is Brazilian. I have a sister. Everything's Brazilian, no other nationality. But when I was very young, 4 or 5 years old, I moved to the US, moved to Florida, close to Miami, and lived there for 8 years. I ended up getting my US passport, becoming a US citizen. And then after those 8 years, my parents decided to move to Spain, to Madrid, which is where we are right now, and I lived there for another 8 years. I've also got my Spanish passport, so right now 3 nationalities, 3 languages, and after those 8 years in Spain, I've basically just moved around. I went back to the US for a while. Now I'm sort of bouncing around from place to place, just traveling, working, living new experiences.
Sweet. So far, and you're also literally 22.
Yeah, 22.
Which I'm 25, you're 22. A lot of these guys, that I know and that you know too, probably even you went to school with, all these kind of things, right? They're the same age and they're like, what's going on? So like, really, what would you say was that big move for you that brought you from being somebody who watches a YouTube video to somebody who's living a life?
The thing that changed, I think, my life the most, well, first of all, I have to start by saying I'm extremely privileged to be in the situation that I am in, and also have the upbringing that I had. And I know a lot of people don't have that same privilege. I've always had food on the table. I've always was clothed, always was well treated by my friends and family. And I sometimes have to like pinch myself and remind myself how lucky I am, because I know a lot of people who don't have that, especially in Brazil, which is my home country. And I think we think it's a given, but it really isn't. It really isn't. And I have to remind myself constantly of that. So that's the first point. I think I was extremely lucky in that sense, to have all the right factors, all the right variables around me, the right environment, so I could be successful. And then apart from that, I guess I've always had this sort of mentality, always thought to myself, how can I be different, right? It came naturally, but at the same time, I had to figure it out. At the beginning, it was a bit, that looks delicious.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was a bit complicated, like, what is this different thing? Why can't I just do what everybody else does? But I just kept, I don't know, it just felt right. I kept hammering down on that. Okay, what can I do different? Okay, instead of just focusing on studying and then going out with my friends, let me try this tech stuff. Let me build this app. Let me build this website. Let me try dropshipping. Who hasn't tried dropshipping that's now successful in some sort of business? Like everybody I talk to that I know that is running a business nowadays has tried dropshipping before. Because it's like it just shows that you tried a bunch of things. I've had 20 failed businesses, obviously small scale, dumb businesses, but I think just persisting on how can I be different, how can I do things differently, how can I go away from what all my friends are doing, that's what's led me to where I am today, I think.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing that too. And then, really to wrap up, what is a message that you would give to the younger version of yourself? That you would want that younger version of André to know, given everything you've done and gone through and learned now?
This is something that I still remind myself constantly on a daily or even weekly basis, but it is, you don't realize how fast life moves. You don't realize the potential that you have, the amount of love you have to give, the amount of things that you can do in this world, the things that you can experience, that you can have other people experience around you. Do everything to give yourself and give the people around you the most as possible. Don't think twice, just do, just execute, just move, just live, just love, just laugh. Because this life is the biggest gift that we've ever received, and everybody, pretty much 99% of the world does not realize how lucky they are.
Bars. Sweet. And then finally, where can everybody watching this find you? Socials, Instagram, etc.
Yeah, main socials, Instagram. It's André Q Costa, C-O-S-T-A. Yeah, follow me there. Shoot me a message if you have any questions or if you want to connect.
Yeah.
Happy to.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate
Pleasure,
you.
man.